Hello everybody and welcome to the first
Jae
Lee experience. And like I said, this is our first ever episode. And we have a very special guest with me, FarDiddy. How are you?
I'm doing good, Jay. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm very good. I'm a little nervous and very excited for our first ever episode. Let's jump right into this.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, you and me have known each other, met each other a few times now.
Yes.
I just wanted to start with our history and why I wanted you as the very first episode and our very first guest. And I kind of can't pronounce episode. Is it an F or a P? I don't know. Anyways, so we can't talk about our history without mentioning GCFE, the Canadian site, and
our Facebook group. Well, not our Facebook group, but the Canadian. What is it? The Frag Enthusiasts.
My home.
That's right, where Jay resides, with all the other scent junkies.
Frag heads.
That's right.
So, I remember it was May or maybe April. I joined the group.
It was April, yeah.
Yeah, I joined the group, and it was my first ever frag group I joined.
Yep.
And before that, I really didn't know there's crazy motherfuckers like me. I really thought I was a special case. Well, I was sure there was people like me out there, but I didn't know there was as much. And
it's a whole world out there, man. It's
a whole new. Sorry.
Whoops, a segue.
So, I remember joining, and at first I was very skeptical. I'm like,
yep.
Man, it's online. You don't see the people. It's Facebook. I don't know. I honestly joined with the most skeptical,
I remember you were nervous.
Not only nervous. I saw the waffles. And I'm like, no way, that's fucking legit. Oh man, I'm not fucking giving my fucking hard-earned cash over there. Yeah. And so, anyways, I was looking at the sale post, and I saw you can do what's ISO in search of.
Yes.
So I don't know if I put up a post or whatever. So I just let everybody know I was looking for Acqua di Parma Corcia. Corcia? Yeah. I don't know how you pronounce it exactly.
It's Corcia.
So I think you replied.
Yes.
And
because I bought a bottle and nope, not for me. For Jay.
Yes.
Yes.
You're one of my favorites. So what I was trying to go there was I remember you replied.
Yes.
And I said, "Do you have a box?" And you said, "No, I don't have a box." And when you did right away, and at this time I didn't know about the community and the etiquette,
decorum,
and the love, and
frag decorum.
What was the community that was going on in GCFE? So I was very surprised when you tagged someone right away, and I think it was Human
yes.
at the time, and you're like, "Human, don't you have this? Do you have a box?" And for me, I was like, it blew me away. I was just like, hey, this guy didn't even try to go for a sale. He didn't even try to PM me like, hey man, just try to take it without the box. Who cares about the box? He just gave his sale to the next guy. And I was like,
well, that's because Human looks like Lou Diamond Phillips, and he's a nice guy.
And he's
What's
really
up,
a nice guy. He's a really nice guy too. But no, at the time, I wasn't used to that. And especially with my guard up, and I was just like, before I even spent $1 here online, I don't know about this. And when you did that, that really segued me into looking you up and seeing that you were local. And I said, let's take a chance. Let's meet this guy. Yeah. And that's pretty much where everything started. And you are the first person that I've met on the group, the first person I purchased anything on the group. So
in the middle of a global pandemic too, with a face shield.
It was pretty cool. It looked like it was coming from a riot or something.
Yes.
But it was only right to have you on our first
episode,
appreciate. And I just wanted to say that first little story, explain why he's our first guest. Anyways, just tell us a little about yourself and your frag experience and your history, if you don't.
Perfect. So my friends know me as FarDiddy. When it comes to my frag journey, as they call it, I'll be honest, when I was a kid, I used to look at my uncle's little frag collection. So he used to have this little shelving unit on his wall. It's like a step shelving unit.
Did you always call it frag or colognes?
Colognes, yeah. That's kind of, it's very I feel like cologne is like very universal. Everyone's like, oh, cologne, 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 and then for women, it's their perfume, right?
Yeah.
So I remember as a kid, he used to have this like step display on the wall, and he used to have all these different scents. And the one bottle I'll never forget was Jacquard Noir. Now imagine, like, in the 80s, everybody wore Jacquard Noir. So I remember that bottle and my uncle's little collection there. And it's funny, I always used to say, like, that uncle scent. That's what I always had smelled, like this manly, like, real, like...
What are the notes?
Greeny, minty, like Old Spice scents.
Okay. Fresh. Soapy.
Like
soapy.
Soapy,
Okay.
like Pinot Club Men, which is like a barbershop aftershave. So like real manly scents. Anyway, so I started out kind of admiring his little collection on his wall, and over the years I was always intrigued. And throughout junior high, I remember wearing cologne in junior high, and I used to remember my teachers getting upset, like, why?
You're
like,
too young.
Yeah, that was the concern. Like, oh, you're too young to smell.
Especially
like
back in those times, like it's a little.
Of course, like I remember wearing Eternity. What is it? Eternity. CK Eternity, and it was a summer edition, and it was the first. I think it was one of the first years they put out a summer edition, which was really nice. Obviously, Aqua di Gio was like the shit. I had a 200 ml bottle then. I bought another 200 ml bottle that I finished both of them. I think I have a 100 ml bottle now that's like halfway done. But like, I remember going to the movies at like Fairview Mall when the movie theater used to be upstairs and just dousing myself in the Aqua di Gio. I know. This was the rookie years.
In your opinion,
yes.
Do you really think there's a big difference, discernible difference between the ones out these days and the ones out back in the
To be honest, I can't tell much of a difference, but I know there is a difference. Longevity, definitely, for sure. I think there's just this general stigma in the frag community that like, oh, everything old is pure and great, and everything new is just like watered down and terrible and doesn't smell the same.
I think there's a little bit of truth to that. There's a lot of things that got reformulated.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think there is, but I don't know why the stigma's so strong.
Okay.
Where dudes are like, swifting through at Shoppers Drug Mart, flipping the bottom of the box, looking for, batch codes to figure out.
Designers, non-creeds, so that's a little overboard a little bit, yeah, for sure.
I personally think, I'm like, look, I think the beauty of the fragrance journey as a whole is the discovery factor. I think a lot of us got sucked into it because we're like, what's the next great scent?
This is nice. What else is out there?
Exactly. And because of that, I feel like you wear a certain scent, you love it, absolutely love it, and if it gets reformulated or it gets watered down, discover another one. Like, there's so many options out there. I just feel like the discovery portion of it was, so important to me. So, and I kind of recommend everybody to do that. Like, if a scent that you like gets discontinued, move on, get another one. Like, there's so many options, just even on this wall alone, let alone what's out there, right?
Totally agree with your advice, but not to go against you too much, but I kind of get to when, you fall in love with something.
Oh, for sure.
I always talk about Allura Sports Extreme, because back, I don't know how many years, 5-7 years, I remember trying that, and it was so strong, and I fell in love with it. So now I went back, got a new bottle. It's not the same. It breaks your heart. But I get it. There's so many things out there. Don't get stuck with one, two. Discover new stuff. One thing I used to tell me is, I'm always going on to the next niche. What's the cool next thing? Oh, like a zoologist. Look how awesome they look. I don't even know all the designers. The ones that you even mentioned. I didn't know half of them. So I know I need to take a step back, relax, maybe learn a little bit more. Designers are amazing as well.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. And then the thing is, the marketplace is so massive, and there's a place for everybody.
There's so much.
Whether you're a 15, 16-year-old kid who's gonna spend his, part-time money on bottles of cologne, or whether you're a grown-ass man who's destined to own every Roger Parfum's limited release that's out there. So there's tons of options. You just gotta kind of learn to appreciate it all. But yeah, to digress. To finish it off, through high school, I wore cologne. I took a few years off as far as, expanding. I felt like, look, I have so many bottles, I kind of want to get to the end of them. And ultimately I did. And after high school, it was, I think it was 4 or 5 years that I was like, I'm not going to acquire anymore. I'm going to just finish.
So like 4 years ago?
Yeah. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm kind of, done. Literally, I was done. Like I had nothing left. I was like, let me slowly start restocking again. And then when that started back up, I want to say a couple of years ago, I want to say it was maybe 2-3 years ago that I was like, okay, I'm going to really expand this, from 10 to 12, I think at that time to right now, I think I'm at like just about 60. And even that is like way too much. For any young children out there watching this, you do not need 60 bottles of cologne, period.
Not even 10, not even 10, not even 5, not even
just
1,
listen
2, 3.
to me. Cut down, go decants, go 30 mils. You do not need 60, 100 mil bottles. I'm telling you, you'll be long gone before you even get to the bottom part of them at all. Like, just take my advice.
Listen.
What is it? Financial advice 101?
Yes, financial advice 101.
So yeah, and then I became part of this Facebook group, and it just took off like a wildfire. Because imagine, you're in this group exactly that everyone is a scent junkie, and they're just like, oh, what's the next thing, and who's selling this, and who's buying this, and
I tried this, I'm done.
Who's waffling what? So
it's called a crepe.
Yeah.
Crep.
Who's
Crepes.
crepping now?
Yeah.
But it just really got out of hand. After joining the group, it was like, oh man, I gotta find the next best thing, and who's got what, and who's offering this. So yeah, that's really it, man. And
so actually, it got a little too crazy, right? So you're actually you're not in the page right now. You're
no, so
taking a small break.
I left the group. It was a decision that I made. Just to be honest, I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, it was consuming a lot of my time. If I'm constantly on my phone, especially with like sales posts, you know how it works.
Oh yeah.
Somebody posts it, and you're like, you have really 2 to 3 minutes max to catch a good deal.
Especially a good deal, yeah.
Or it's gone.
It's gone.
And because of that, I was like, you know what? It started to get really.
You get FOMO.
Yeah,
you get
like
FOMO for sure.
Exactly. You're constantly like checking. I'm always looking to see what's next.
You know what? Let me go check. Let me check the post right now.
Yeah. Did you find anything, Jay?
Oh yeah, no, nothing. I wasn't checking my post. I just had awareness.
Exactly.
My fiance needed me.
Yeah, that's it. No, so after a while, it just gets really tiring, man. So I decided, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna leave the group, and I'm just gonna go discover scents myself. So, and luckily, I made a lot of friends like Jay and a few others in the group that I figured once this pandemic's over, we can kind of go downtown and discover some new scents and see what's out there. I find testing stuff from a bottle, like before the Facebook group, was a real treat to like, oh man, like I gotta make a trip to this store or go downtown.
Surprise you.
You know what I mean? It really put that first impression to you, and it really lasted with you.
I think we live in a world these days that too much information is out there.
Yes.
Where back in the days, any information was very valuable and important.
Yeah.
Now it's all about weaving through the information and picking one. So
Exactly.
I totally get what you're saying. Like I said before, not on this video yet, but our conversation, we'll talk in depth about his situation and why he left GCFE in another episode, because we're going to have him over here a lot.
Returning guest.
Of course. We're just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, now, I'd like to talk really quick about the meetup. I'm not sure if you were aware of that.
No, sir.
So Sunday on the 20th at noon at Hyde Park, I believe, we're going to have a meetup. And so if anybody who's watching this is in the GTA area or would like to make the drive, there's going to be plenty of people there. Celebrities like Cascade Scent. Not 100% sure, but Victor Wong said he might make an appearance. So if you're on the area or if you want to make the drive, feel free to come by. You gonna be there? You just
I'll
heard about
try.
it, so you'll try. You try.
I'll try.
You gotta talk to the boss, of course, of course.
That's what happens. The warden.
The warden, the parole officer,
This guy.
the slave owner. Oh, she's over there. Okay. So
mine.
moving on. So what's your favorite house or houses, if you have any?
Favorite house? Well, you know what? Favorite houses? Good question. Aqua de Parma I like.
Okay.
I generally like citrusy scent. I know. I hope I didn't offend any of you snob noses, guys with really exquisite, unique tastes, who are like, citrus is such a rookie. No, but I generally do like citruses and colognes as a whole. So Aqua de Parma I like a lot. Panhaligans I like.
Fancy.
Yeah, Panhaligans I like. The one house I'm trying to discover a little more would be Roja's. Roja's.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Roja Parfums. Their stuff is nice. Obviously they're expensive for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to discover them more. So
Doesn't the Elysium, like their extrait bottles, some of them go for $2,400?
I think what is it? Something Lux and Britannia, and there's a few that are like 1,700 pounds, I think. So yeah, they're pretty expensive. But I'm talking about like the Oceana and the Midsummer Dream and
Elysium.
Elysium, yeah.
Danger.
You know what? What's the other one? Scandal I like from them. Danger is nice.
I like
Enigma. Oof. What a
I actually really like
Brilliant.
their vetiver one as well.
It's nice.
Okay.
Not for me.
Okay.
But it's nice.
Okay.
Scandal I like a lot, but you're paying a lot of money for
an
aftershave scent.
But you get what you
for
pay
sure.
For,
Yeah, it's definitely high quality stuff. But yeah, those are really the three the houses that I really like. But for me, it's very like, as far as like my collection is very diverse. I try to get a piece of everything.
Okay.
Not really like loyal to a specific house. I know some people are.
You're always about discovering new things and trying out new things.
Some people are like Creed people or Tom Ford. I feel like everyone and their mother is a Tom Ford fan.
Well, what's a Tom Ford?
What do you mean, what's a Tom Ford? This guy, multiple bottles of Tom Ford.
Okay. Yeah.
So really, it's just, for me, diversify it. It's like a stock portfolio. Diversify your stocks. No, so my collection's kind of diverse in that aspect. Not really particularly loyal to a particular brand per se, but yeah, those are really kind of the three that I like so far.
Okay. That's very good answer. I know these answers are kind of hard. You got to force them out. But if you have a favorite or a top 5 that you want to just mention each and elaborate on.
Top 5 favorite scents.
Do you have a number 1?
The thing is, they constantly
change.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's why I said I gotta force it out of you.
The one for sure that I'm always like
if there's a gun to your head and you have to give an answer right now.
Like, I'll put it this way: if my house was on fire and I had to grab one bottle
that's a good way to put
save
it.
It would be my Creed Viking. For me,
Viking.
I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, terrible scent," but yeah, there you go, cha-ching. Yeah, my Creed Viking's got to be my favorite.
Why?
You know what?
Personal memories or just the actual scent?
The scent itself is brilliant for me.
Okay.
As I said, a lot of people look down on it, which I don't understand.
It's not my favorite.
But it's very manly. The spicy scent. Like, for me, it works.
Okay.
And one of my own personal beliefs is, for every body shape, there's a scent has to complement it.
Of course.
That's just my own vision. I feel like when you're a large, 200 pound, 300 pound guy,
compared to a skinny skeleton like me,
I feel like, big old burly man, big beard, like a scent like
more
this works for
masculine.
me.
Yeah.
Where like I don't want to douse myself in the finest of roses. Like it's just not for me. So with that aspect, like Creed Viking I like a lot. Renaissance by Xerjov I like a lot.
Don't know it, but yeah, go ahead.
Golden Dollar is another one by Xerjov I like a lot. I'm trying to figure top 5. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's tough.
Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne Edition is another one that I like a lot. It's like a dumb reach. Just douse yourself and go. Aqua de Parma Colonia I like a lot. That's another good one. And you know what?
It's really fresh. It's really...
Yeah, it is. It's a great scent. Roja's Enigma is nice. Cologne Edition, obviously.
Just going back to this, you know,
Yes.
a lot of celebrities back in the 70s,
Yes,
60s.
Frank Sinatra, Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, Audrey Hepburn.
What's someone else?
Marilyn Monroe, did she?
No, I don't think Marilyn Monroe wore this. No. I'm
Oh
trying
yeah,
to figure.
but back in the days it was much bigger.
Yeah,
much bigger. It's
Oh, really?
the hype's
Love
died
it.
down a little
Just
bit now.
love it. Great scent. Great scent. It's a celebrity favorite, that's for sure. And I would say, you know what? Killian Intoxicates is another one I like. Generally, with me, a lot of the stuff I like is kind of on the popular side. I'm not really big on, you know, this one scent that's not popular. I don't know. Maybe it's my nose is generic, I guess. Those I like, and Panhaligon's what is it? Tragedy of Lord George. That's another great scent. Yeah,
And
those are really
very good presentation as well.
Oh yeah, presentation's really nice.
Two things I've noticed with you is you made it obvious, but like you always like to try new things,
Yeah.
and that's you gotta say it's most people half and half. Where some people they just stick, they try a few things and they stick to their guns. They know what they like. So you like to try new things, and one thing that you're a little different from me, and I'll confess, I do this a lot. I buy into hype. I listen to what other people say, and some people will get me hyped, and I'll get hyped up. You don't listen to other people. You don't.
Yeah.
There's no
So whatever I like, whatever
Yeah.
my nose says.
That's
yay,
it. That's it.
That's it.
Sometimes even for you, presentation doesn't mean
Yeah.
not anything, but it's not a factor to you.
Well, you know what's interesting is that you mentioned that, but I know for a fact we're gonna get butchered in the comment section because people are like,
There's gonna be no comments.
How can you say you like different things and you know you try different things, but all the ones you like are popular scents? Like, yeah, but those are the ones I can get my nose on. Like, certain houses I find are difficult to get your nose on. So like, I'm really not gonna go out of my way to be like, well, I ordered from this Russian website.
Jumped a few hoops.
Yeah, you know, I had my proxy mailer
Yeah.
send it out to me from Ukraine just so I can smell this thing and buy it. Like, I'm not gonna put in that much effort. So yes, some of the ones I do like are popular, but it's like for me, it's discovering them because there's so many choices out there, right? But,
so many.
But I know people in the comment section are gonna just go nuts on that.
Don't worry, there's gonna be no comments. There's gonna be no views.
Oh.
It's first video, so it's gonna be 2 views, mine and yours. So
Shots.
that's
There
it.
goes
Yeah.
my Eat True Hollywood story. How we started.
All right, next segment. I'm a little bit interested. Let's get a little
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
I want to talk about one of my favorite houses, Zoologist, and give a quick shout out to Victor Wong. As you can
What's
see,
up, Victor?
As you can see in the back, we have the samples for each and every one. And FarDiddy here is, he actually went through some already to save us time. And he's going to go through 6. And one by one, he's going to give us our honest, and I mean honest opinion of each and every one.
Yes. All right. So the first one I smelled, I'm gonna smell it again, was Deer Musk.
Yes. Not out until November. November-ish.
Initially, I liked it a lot, and the dry down is nice, but not as nice as the opening. But great scent as a whole.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm excited because I feel like it's one of those scents where the more and more you wear it, the more and more it grows on you.
Okay.
Because the opening really captured me when I first smelt it. The dry down is a bit more subtle in that aspect. But I like it. I think it's going to be a great
So
release.
you got that the opening is much stronger
Yes.
than when I got a little bit.
And for all of you note nerds out there, my apologies. I don't have a complex breakdown of each individual nose scent.
He will for the other ones because we have the sleeves and
Breakdown
whatnot.
of the nose. Yeah, completely wrong.
The next
Go
one?
for it. Next one. Bat. You know, I'll be honest, opening on this was not very nice. Not very nice at all. Oh, no breakdown. Okay, well, for you nerds, top notes: passion fruit, pink guava, fig, and what is this? Soil accord? All right. Hay, incense, minerals, night blooming, jasmine, animalic notes, leather, vetiver, mossy stones. I'll be honest, the opening wasn't very nice.
No?
Not for me. But the dry down, on the other hand, very nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah. The dry down's nice, not the opening. I would still say Deer Musk leads the way.
No comment on the bat for me.
Yeah.
Let's keep it at that.
Rhino. So I've heard a lot about this one.
Okay.
I was excited to try it.
And by the way, this is the original version,
Yes. Original version.
not the newer one.
No, not for me. The opening wasn't nice, and the dry down just not for me. I feel like this is like an older man scent, and I'm not talking about like this is like your rich uncle who's kind of an introvert. Like he doesn't really come out of his house because he's too busy counting his money. That type of one.
Okay, that's not
Like,
a bad, not a hermit, like
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not very social.
more like a Scrooge. Like
Yes.
he's so rich, and
Thank you.
just want to add on to the Rhino.
Yeah.
Again, no comment from my personal, but I'm a little surprised because I thought Rhino would be you, like you said
Yeah.
before, manly, a little smoky.
To be honest, I thought it would be, and the hype around it was crazy. It was, oh, it's great, life changing. Not for me.
Okay. Not for us, but doesn't mean it's for somebody
Now
else.
this
What is that?
Panda.
Okay. Oh,
Where's Panda?
here you go, sir.
Oh, brilliant.
You want to see the notes a little bit?
Brilliant.
You already know.
Apple. I like that. Amber in the middle, and civet musk, sandalwood, and vanilla. To be honest, I think that sandalwood and vanilla really does it for me. Fantastic. Like, for me, this is a definite full bottle. For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah,
for
you can
sure.
ask
Like,
me about it.
That Panda, I'm moving that right up to the top. So, thus far, Panda's number 1. Deer Musk is number 2. Bat and Rhino I haven't even put on the list. Moving on.
No, quick question
Tell
on
me.
the Panda before we move on.
Sure.
Just because you like it so much. And one thing I notice about all these zoologists, their notes are not 4 or 5. They're not 9,
Yeah,
10.
they-
It's a mixture, it's a harmony, it's an orchestra of many, many things. And what I would like to ask, first of all, is do you, almost every note in here, do you actually
Can you pick it out?
pick it out? Or even as a blend, do you kind of pick it out?
The ones I've really got, especially in the dry down, is really the sandalwood and vanilla. But besides that, I couldn't really pick up like the apple. And to be honest, after reading it has apple, and I was like, oh, I sent some apple in it when it first opened up. But as a whole, there's so much, and I find that's a tendency with zoologists. Like there's like a million different notes in there, and it's like it's so well blended, and by the time you try to like pick them out, you're like, oh, I just spent 40 minutes standing in front of the mirror after I've sprayed this thing trying to figure out what I have on me.
I think you got to the what I was asking. The reason
For
is
sure.
sometimes I don't can't pick up. Well, I'm not good at that. I say that all the time. Anyways, but I can't pick up certain notes with zoologists. But the blend is there. Like after you tell me that, I can kind of see it's a mix of it. It's not exactly there separately, but it's mixed with something else. If that makes any sense. What I'm trying to say is the blend and the mixture. It's amazing how they did it. It's
For sure,
unreal.
I
It's
totally
unreal.
agree. And there's so many notes in there, and it becomes a challenge to try to pick them out. So, moving on to beaver.
Oh,
God,
someone's
Jay's
personal.
got me smelling beaver in his. God. I have 15-year-old kids all over again.
See some of the notes. And...
I'll be honest, with Beaver, the one thing that really stands out is the leather. The leather really stands out for me.
Would you say it's creamy?
You know what it reminds me of? And my apologies, I hope I don't offend anybody, but like a really well-aged leather bag. And I'm not talking about the man, leather attaché or crossbody. I'm talking about like a feminine leather bag. And when I mean feminine leather bag is women got all sorts of goodies in their bag, and their bag kind of ferments, I guess, in this different sense that a woman has in her bag. And
but the scent itself isn't feminine, is it?
no, it's not. But it.
Okay.
How do I put it? I wouldn't necessarily say, only women can wear this.
Okay.
But to me, it's got that like leather percent. And the reason why I say it smells a little like fermented in a good way, not in a bad way, that there's so many, like, you get so many different hints with the leather.
Okay.
So you're like, there's, what's in this bag? If I had to describe it, like, what's in this purse? That's how I would describe it. But as I said, not for me. I'm not a big leather guy. Some people love it. Just not for me.
Not for you. I thought when you first tried it, you were like, we got another home run.
I think the opening was really great.
Okay.
But the dry down, though.
Okay.
The dry down really,
Gotcha. Just to add a few things, for me, Beaver is, since I got the samples from Victor and I tried the new batch, the new ones that I haven't tried, which was more than half, Beaver is my home run hit for me.
Really?
It just does it. It's Zoologist, usually it always gets the points for being so different, blending the notes. But sometimes there's literally, I don't like the scent. And I give it respect of...
being honest.
I give it respect of being so different, and I respect it, and I appreciate it, but some I don't like. This is the one that I actually obviously appreciated. It's so different, and at the same time that I would actually wear and like. And just a segment, talk about sideways a little bit, is branch out a little bit, is... I've tried his next 6 projects, and I was really afraid of going to him because I've tried many zoologists that I honestly didn't like the actual scent, even though I appreciate it. So I was worried that I'd try his new stuff and it might not just be for me. But I'm telling you, his next 6 projects are not only already have that amazing concept and this amazing blend and something that you never smell, they all, not all, 5 of them were great, and 2 of them blew me away. Like, I'm excited, like I made this. Like, it was amazing.
Get an emotional connection.
Amazing. And with Beaver, I had some of that. I really just was like, I remember smelling this, and my reaction was yelling, Victor, oh my God! Like, it was, this is my thing. Okay, last question before we move on.
Opening was nice, as I said. Dry down, not for me.
Okay. No, I take an honest opinion over negative honest opinion over a positive fake opinion any day. So I see here there's in the heart notes there's a light musk, and in the base notes there's heavy musk. Do you sense a little difference from the
no clue
ear musk?
I cannot tell you if I know the difference between light musk and heavy musk and
or even the musk here.
Moderate musk and a little sprinkle of musk. Can't tell the difference. But as I said, my nose is not that distinguished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hum a little.
Great creation. Respect to the creator, but yeah. Moving on. Last one. Hummingbird. Opening was definitely a little feminine for me. But it's...
Definitely leans to feminine.
Yeah, it does lean feminine, that's for sure. Smelling the dry down, still very nice. I'd have to say out of all of them, I think this one is the safest. I don't think it would offend anybody.
More than Panda? Because Panda is known to be kind of a safe.
Panda, I think, is just fabulous.
Oh, yeah?
Like, it's hands down fabulous.
Fucking fabulous?
Copyrights, no.
Sorry.
No, I like this one. I think it's very inoffensive. As I said, it's feminine, that's for sure. Overall, I think it's a great creation as well, but feminine, that's for sure. Just not for me in that aspect, but great scent. Like I wouldn't be appalled if somebody walked into our office smelling like this.
A female.
Yes.
Okay.
Would not. So,
Okay.
absolutely not. So, if I had to rank the 6 that I smelled, Panda's number 1 for sure. Deer Musk, another fantastic creation. But obviously, Panda gets the nod over that. Third place, I would definitely go with. I'd have to go with Hummingbird. And then the last 3, Rhino, Bat, and Beaver. Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, not for me. I won't even rank those 3. If I had to, like, I'd say Rhino would be at the bottom.
Over Bat.
Yeah.
Really?
Then I would go Bat at second last, and then I'd go Beaver. Even though, as I said, they're not for me.
He just said, I go Beaver on. Just wanted to point that out.
But
Hummingbird I put in there because I wanted one feminine sense in
Yeah.
there. And I picked that one because actually that's my fiance's favorite out of the whole house.
Oh, get out.
She goes crazy over it. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because it's one house I'm actually have any connection to.
And as I said, to the creator, please be encouraged to continue creating. Your stuff is great. We appreciate it. I appreciate it, that's for sure. I will definitely be getting a bottle of Panda. Yeah.
Yeah. I told Victor.
I'm big on, sorry to cut you off. I'm big on making sure that you're encouraging to the creators. Even if you don't like a specific scent, still be encouraging because it might not be for me, but someone else out there will appreciate those.
There's apples and oranges.
That's it. And just being able to kind of distinguish the difference of, okay, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean it's the same for you, the viewer. For you, it could be different. So, and I respect people's, individuality and being different in that aspect. And that's why I tell Victor, continue creating, man. Great stuff. Keep moving.
I told Victor, like, even before I met him, and not just because I'm in front of him, oh, Zoologist is so amazing, all the graphics, all the presentation. Yeah. I've said this in the same way in front of normal people when we're just talking about it.
Yeah.
But you and me, I'd be like, look at this shit. Have you ever heard of this shit? Look at the symbol. Look at it. I lose my shit. I get so excited like a kid who just got something on Christmas morning. So this is really not hype. This is not because, this is the one house that I got to meet the CEO. So, I'm going to try to hype it up all I can. Man, I've had the same attitude, same enthusiasm for Zoologist way before. And almost the moment that I first saw any of their bottles and got to smell anything. So, it's really, really good house.
I find the fan base, though, there's a lot of, like, the fanboys for Zoologists.
Yeah.
They're dedicated.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I first heard of B, it was like, you need to get a bottle of B.
There's a religious following. There's a religious following. Yeah.
Like, they're dedicated. So.
Even the ones that I personally think are a little bit unwearable, that I don't think people can buy,
have a mass following.
They have a religious. They have it's
true.
He's doing something right. He's doing 100% something right.
For sure.
There's so many probably houses that we never hear about that don't see the light day.
That's true.
Because
there's a lot of competition in this.
Of course,
there's
probably
business, right?
many among many. Let's stop kissing Zollie's ass for a while, and we'll move on to the next section. So we're almost wrapping up here. Just you're my guest, and everything is about you. Just maybe future plans, life-wise, fragrance-wise, some houses you wanted to always try out, any events, anything. Future.
As far as future, as far as like scent-wise go, what am I looking forward to? To be honest, there's not. I want to continue discovering. That's for sure.
Sure.
I was never an oud guy. I find.
Why not? Me neither. Not oud or leather.
No, not for me. But I do want to.
What do you think about Tuscan leather? Really? That's the one leather I'll fuck with. And when I first,
what's the other company that makes a version of Tuscan leather? think it's like Resusci or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Their version's got like a raspberry, it's got a raspberry hint to Tuscan leather. That one I like.
Have you tried the royal oud?
I have.
No.
Not for me.
No?
No. The only oud besides, I would, you know what, actually, the only oud I would say that's nice is the oud for greatness.
Okay.
But that's it's like Baccarat Rouge laced with oud, and I think at this point you can lace Baccarat Rouge with pretty much anything and it will smell great.
What about your Acqua di Parma oud? Not even.
No, not even Acqua di Parmas. No.
Okay.
I want to kind of discover more oud and find out what light, eerie ouds there are out there. That's what I'd like to really discover.
Sorry, have you tried the Tom Ford oud mineral or oud wood?
Oud wood I have.
Okay.
Oud mineral I haven't.
It's literally right here.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Let's smell it. No, not for me.
No, people.
No. Yeah, I want to discover more ouds. One thing I'd like to do is cut down the collection. That's for sure.
Okay.
Because there's a ton in there that I'm just.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to accomplish that? You got out of the site, out of the page, and.
It's okay. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay.
I'll definitely have to cut it down. Because there's some that out there that I'm like.
You don't even spray. You don't even.
Yeah, it's sitting there collecting dust.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's sitting there
At least
collecting
mine's
dust.
displaying.
Can't do it. And it's funny, we talked about oud a few minutes ago. I tried red tobacco.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Good? No.
No,
No?
not for me.
It's what is it? Is it Mancera or is it the?
Yeah, Mancera,
Okay.
red tobacco.
Okay.
Not for me.
Why not?
No. And I think that's what really turned me off from oud as a whole. It's like, oh, if this is how they're all gonna smell, then I will never
You can't
appreciate
judge
it.
all of them.
No, it just burnt my nose, dude. Like I was like, oh no, not for me. Just really discovering new scents, cutting down the collection,
And giving some stuff a new try, like wood, one.
I just try to keep an open mind. It's hard. It's really hard.
And your nose changes on you.
Oh,
sometimes.
for sure.
Yeah.
There's
stuff you didn't like.
This is what I'm talking about, cutting down your collection, because there's stuff in my collection. I'm like, not gonna wear this anymore.
Okay.
No, not for me anymore.
Okay.
That's just really about it, man. As far as my fragrance stuff goes, as far as everything else, just stay alive during this pandemic. That's kind of really my life goal at this point. And then besides that, maybe pop by more on your show and see how this goes.
Yeah.
That's about it, man. I appreciate you having me on. That's for sure.
Man, I appreciate you being here.
I really hope this thing takes off, man.
Yeah, it takes
10 million views. What? Golden plaque. Insert golden plaque. YouTube play button. Yeah, when it happens.
Jae Lee fragrance. Gonna be above Jeremy fragrance. Anytime.
Oh my god.
One step at a time. I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Oh.
We'll leave it at that.
Cut.
Before we go, today's sponsor, Coca-Cola. Very nice drink. What are you saying compared to Pepsi? The airline?
When you don't want to drink Pepsi, drink Coca-Cola.
Yes. And if you haven't tried the powder version, much better. At that note, thank you for watching the first podcast, the Jae Lee Experience. Thank you. Whew.
Jay.